Hey guys, welcome to another video. This is my 1 week review of the new MRF tires. I've used these tires for about 100 kilometers and I'm going to tell you what I think about it. So I got an interesting comparison for you. This is the MRF Zapper S1 on the Dominar 250 which my cousin brother has put. This is the 140 section tire. This is the same tire but 130 section. So you judge for yourself if you see a difference in the size. One is tilted more than the other, so don't take that into consideration, but also consider if you need a fatter tire, that you can ask yourself that question. So whenever you're changing tires for your motorcycle, obviously try to change both at the same time so that you get the best feeling, but also for the best feeling, try to change tires within the same brand. Tire tread matters. Now in the rains, this front tire is going to evacuate water in a certain way when I hit a puddle of water. If the rear doesn't match that, I'm going to end up with a very nervous rear end, and that's what happens on my 135 LS. My 135 LS has TVS Remoras in the front and it has MRFs at the back. The MRFs feel like they're going through more water than they need to, even though the front is actually cutting through a lot of water, primarily because the tread is different. This is the front tire and it's the same tire that came stock on my RS a few years ago. I can tell you one thing, that this inspires a lot of confidence. It's very, very flickable. So when you're turning, it turns with such telepathy almost that you'll feel a little scared at first. I felt very, very scared when I first started riding it on these new tires. About the rear tire, I have good things to say. I did not upsize the tire, but honestly when I'm riding it, it feels like I'm riding on a fatter tire, but it's not. And I have not leaned this bike over. You can see these are still, chicken strips are still there, but it feels more confidence inspiring. It feels like it's heating better because I took it on some wet patches also and it was still giving me a lot of confidence compared to the old tire. The old tire, little skiddish. I mentioned it in my initial video as well. So a very important part for me is fuel efficiency, and yes, the RS is getting the same fuel efficiency as it was before, even though the tires might be slightly more heavier right now because new tires, more rubber, but same fuel efficiency, 38 to 40 kmpl, and that's one of the main things. That's why I didn't switch to a bigger size. I don't want the RS to feel sluggish. Talk about aspect ratio. This is the aspect ratio of this particular tire. I think these are Apollo H1s. This is less than what is on my RS, and I'll show you. This is the aspect ratio on my RS. Basically, aspect ratio helps when your roads are bad, when your roads are bumpy, when you have a lot of hard stones, hard potholes hitting it. It's good. So the aspect ratio on the RS at the back is 70, in the front it's 80. So bad roads, and if you're carrying a lot of load, that's another thing. If you're carrying a lot of load, like both pillion and rider, more aspect ratio is always beneficial. But obviously, don't go too high because it will change the gearing, the final gearing on your motorcycle. So that is all for this video. I will see you in the next one. Till then, ride safe, ride hard, always wear a helmet. And in a few days, we're going to celebrate one full rotation around the sun. So yeah, I think the next video will come in 2025. It's been a good year. We've had a lot of milestones and I think I'll get into it later. But ride safe, ride hard, and always use good rubber and rubber that's not expired, whether it is on your motorcycle or on your side. See ya. So this is my sprocket, 26,000 kilometers, still running the same stock sprocket.